Hi, this is Mans from Quest for a Farm, and today I am joined by Roo, and we are going to be pickling some of his quail eggs. We have quite a few of them, so we're going to be trying out a pickle with about 20 of them, which we worked out is enough to go in 2 of our glass jars. So as you can see here, there are our quail eggs. They have been washed because we don't want any junk or rubbish in the water while we're boiling them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take them straight over to the stove and we are going to boil them. So how we're going to do that, in the many theories. What we're going to do is we're going to put them in cold water and turn the stove on, and as soon as they come up to a boil we will time them for about 4 minutes. You can see Ruben's being very careful not to crack any of the eggs. He's not just sort of dumping the quail eggs out. And straight from the boiling water we are going to pop them into some cold water, and that's going to stop the cooking process so that they don't kind of overboil. And while all of that is happening, we are going to get started on our pickling liquid. All right, while that is on the go, we are going to put together our pickling liquid. So in the jug there, Ruben has got, I use a basic half and half. So it's half water and half apple cider vinegar. To that, we are going to add some garlic, or as my sister likes to call it, garlic. I was just a bit too lazy to use the fresh garlic today. To that, we are going to add a couple of bay leaves. Just as many as you kind of want to. Okay, Ruben wants a lot. And then a teaspoon of everything else. We are going to put a teaspoon of whole peppercorns. If we can get the tin open. Whole peppercorns, a teaspoon of onion flakes. Again, I just wasn't in the mood to dish. Okay, a heaping teaspoon of onion flakes. A teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of coriander. I use whole coriander because it's easier to get a heaping teaspoon of that as well. We don't believe in flat teaspoons these days. And a teaspoon of salt. Just pop the whole lid off. Yeah, let mommy help you. Or 2 half teaspoons, as it were. Sorry, our salt's running a little low. Okay, and what we're going to do with this is we're just going to take our knife that we used for the garlic and give it a bit of a stir and straight into a pot, and we are going to bring it to the boil. And once we've brought it to the boil, we are going to hopefully be at the stage where our eggs are ready, and we'll be back with you then. Alright, so our quail eggs have boiled for 4 minutes, so we are going to be dumping them into our ice bath. Some people use ice baths, some people use just cold water, and some people say that they peel better when they're cold. Some people say they peel better than they're warm. When they're warm, so we are going to just cool them down slightly, and then we are going to start peeling this lot. Okay, so now we're going to peel these babies. Let me show you with a slightly bigger one. So basically what I like to do is I start from the bottom of the egg. and you know the fat part of the egg, that's where you find your air pocket. And just give it a squish, a little roll around. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure. Keeping fingers wet and keeping your eggie itself wet. You just kind of pop that air bubble almost. And it's better to do this with nails, which is why I'm doing it and Ruben is not. And you just kind of try to hook that membrane in. Be very careful not to kind of break chunks of your egg white out, because if you do, then your pickling liquid goes this weird cloudy color, which I mean, it's perfectly fine to eat, but I don't like it. So rather, it makes it less sellable. So rather go slowly and be careful with your membrane and try not expose your yolk. So there you have a nicely peeled quail egg ready for the pickling liquid. Alright, so now everything's done. The rather tedious task of peeling the quail eggs is completed. So now we are going to jar them up. I'm only going to show you one jar, and we are going to do the rest afterwards. So basically we're packing the quail eggs into the jar, and we just kind of roll them in and then straighten the jar, and now you can just lob them all on top. Okay, so those first ones, you just don't want to bust them open. So as soon as you've got your jar nice and full, then you will add your pickling liquid. Okay, cool. And now what we are going to do is we are going to pour our pickling liquid over, without burning me, over the quail eggs, and a little more. Bit more. Okay. So you're just going to gently kind of swish them around a little bit deeper if you can get in without poking the eggs, and then give it a tap. Give it a little, no, the jar. Okay, so you can see now some of the eggs have popped out. So now we're going to just top up with a little more liquid. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to seal them up and pop them in the fridge for a week, maybe 2, depending on how pickly you like them. And that's that. Pickled quail eggs.